Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk Tuesday. My name is Brian Mursky, and I am the owner of Veranda Technologies. We're here in Brick Township, New Jersey, and we service Monmouth, Ocean, and the surrounding counties. So one of my clients texted me recently and said, I'm confused. I need to buy a laptop or something like a laptop for a family member, and there's a lot of options out there. She had questions about Surface Books and Chromebooks, and it dawned on me that this is the holiday gift-giving time, and that's the type of electronic that's going to be heavily purchased. So if I can help break that down, I thought I would. So there are a ton of laptop choices out there. Different manufacturers, different sizes, screen sizes, hard drive sizes. So I'm not going to break it completely down. If you have any specific questions after this video, please drop us a line. You can always email us. Email and phone number are on the screen through the whole video, and I'll cite them at the end. I want to break down the main differences, though, between the types of portable devices. So we have laptops, netbooks or notebooks, tablets, and then you have Chromebooks, which are similar, and Surface Pro is another term, the Microsoft Surface Pro or Surface tablets that are out there. So I'm going to break down the differences between those. You also have, on top of that, you've got convertibles, which are laptops that will turn into tablets, so there are crossovers as well. But starting with laptop is the most common that most people have, own, or shop for. Laptop computers are effectively portable desktop computers. They have ports on the side for things like, USB ports for things like external mice and keyboards, external monitor jacks. Most of them will have either a VGA display port or HDMI port on it, so you can plug an external monitor into it. They have network jacks, so you can plug a Cat5 or network Ethernet cable in to use it at a desk in an office where there's wiring, as opposed to wireless, which they'll also have. And so you can add peripherals onto them. They are effectively portable mini computers that you can carry around with you. That's all a laptop really is. Some have CD drives. If they don't, you can get an external CD drive. You can install software on them. You can use them as you would a desktop computer. They have varying screen sizes, 15, 17, 19. 17's probably the most common. 19 starts to get a little big if you're carrying it around with you. And then you have notebooks or netbooks, commonly called netbook computers. They are typically portable computers, but their screen sizes are 12 inches or less, so they're tiny, and they're less powerful. So right off the bat, you can't do gaming with them. You can't install. You don't even want to install things like QuickBooks on them. Their netbooks are intended for word processing, email, going on the web. That's basically it. They also don't have ports or as many ports on the side of them. So you can't plug things into them. You can't load things onto them. Internet downloads you can load on, but they're generally not going to have even CD drives. They are low power, low processing need laptops in a small footprint. So they're very lightweight, very easy to transport. The batteries, ironically, last a lot longer than their laptop counterparts. You would think because they're smaller, they'd have smaller batteries, and they do, but the processing capabilities, the amount of memory, the hard drive sizes are so much smaller that you'll get a lot more juice out of them. You just can't do as much with them. They're intended for, again, email, Word and Excel documents, and web browsing, and that's really about it for the netbooks. And then you have tablets. And netbooks, by the way, being smaller, they're going to have smaller keyboards and all of that. Tablets, no keyboard, almost no ports on the outside. Generally, you have a port for a power plug and a port for headphones, and that's it. Everything else is Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. They come in a variety of sizes. You could actually get tablets that are larger than some netbooks. You can get tablets that are as big as or a little bit bigger than some laptops. but they're used more like a smartphone. You're typing on the surface of the device, right on the glass front of the device, not on an external keyboard or a built-in keyboard. Battery lengths will range depending on what you're doing with them. Tablets typically have cameras built in, where laptops and netbooks will often have webcams, so you can do web conferencing and Skype and that sort of thing, but not high-resolution webcams like a tablet or smartphone would have. Tablets, most people know what tablets are. I won't go crazy on talking about tablets. Laptops also more common. Netbooks or notebooks, again, are that in-between. They're smaller devices, smaller keyboards, smaller screen, long battery life. Can't do as much with them. And then the tech world confuses things with Chromebooks. A Chromebook is a Google Chrome-based machine. So right off the bat, it does not have an operating system like you're used to. It does have an operating system. It's a Google Chrome operating system. You can't load any Microsoft type, you're not going to be able to put QuickBooks on it. You could use QuickBooks Online. You're not going to be able to, you can't even install Office on it, the Office suite. You've got to use the Office apps that are in the download store, the Play Store. So a Chromebook is effectively an Android phone, a smartphone. You could do the same types of things on it. You could download apps. It's internet connected. It has Wi-Fi, but it's in the size of a laptop, all the way down to the size of a netbook, actually. So it's kind of a cross. They operate more like netbooks in that you can't do a lot with them, but they are generally full size. We got my daughter a Chromebook. It's a 17-inch Chromebook, about the same size as the laptop I carry. Same size keyboard, same size screen. It does have a couple ports on the outside, so you can plug USB devices in. So a little bit more versatile hardware-wise than a netbook. But its intent is, again, like a netbook. Online, email, websites, Word and Excel. Well, you could use Word and Excel on it, but obviously it's a Chromebook, so they want you to use Google's Drive, Google's apps. So the equivalent to Word and the equivalent to Excel. But that's a Surface Book, or a Chromebook rather. So it's just a different operating system. It's not going to feel like the computers that you're used to, but for students, and again, if you need something low price, low budget, that is just really used for online browsing and email, Chromebook might be your answer. Then you have the Surface Books, or Surface Pros. They operate more like tablets, although they are the Microsoft operating system. It's a scaled-down Microsoft operating system, but it's still a Microsoft operating system. You can install, I have a client that installed QuickBooks to theirs. You can network them with the rest of your Office, have network drives. You can print to network printers with them. You can do a lot of the things that you can do with a full-size laptop, except that there's, on the Surface Books, there's no, or the Surface tablets rather, there's no keyboard. It's just like a large tablet, like a large iPad or Android tablet. It's just a Microsoft operating system as opposed to the Apple iOS or Google's Android system. So hopefully that breaks it down a little bit for you. I'd get into price, but really, they're all over the board. You can get expensive netbooks, you can get cheap laptops. It just depends on what you need to do with it. Most people tend to stick with traditional laptops unless you know you don't need to do anything other than the three things I keep mentioning, which are web browsing, using internet and websites, email access, and some light word processing, Word and Excel, maybe a little PowerPoint, but that would be it. If that's all you ever need to do and you want something lightweight that's going to last a long time per battery charge, then look at Chromebooks and netbooks. If you don't need a full-size keyboard, you can look at tablets. They obviously much more convenient, much less that can go wrong on them, right? There's no moving parts. It's just a slim box with a screen. They tend to last longer, but just comes down to need, what you're looking for. If you have specific questions about models You don't know if you should get Dell, HP, Acer, Asus. There's a ton. Toshiba, Samsung. Give us a call. Drop us an email. Phone number is 732-743-5772. Email address is helpdesk@verandatech.com. As always, have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We will see everybody next week on Tech Talk Tuesday.